Never seen a lame man walk, never heard a dumb man talk, never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his life. Never seen a canceled death, never seen all the poor get fed, never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his life. Broken heart made whole. Never seen an orphan fire.
Hey everybody, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps marching on. Wearing the shirt representing Clint's wearing the turn that dang jukebox up. As a non-cursor, I had to edit that there. But Clint, this is, well, by the way, y'all, this is the Big C and Bigger T podcast. And coming at you from parts unknown, kind of like Kamala. We're from parts unknown. Yeah, Ugandan.
You know, I never was so. I remember they did a show in Greenbrier, a wrestling show in Greenbrier. You know, I've been a pro wrestling fan my entire life.
Yeah,
Kamala was there, and I didn't go to that one. No, I waited till the next week when like guys like me were wrestling. Yeah, and like you go to speculate. I wonder if Kamala's gonna be down there. I'm like, no, there's no Kamala.
No Kamala.
No Kamala.
Well, Clint, how you doing, Big C? Merry Christmas. Christmas is over.
Yeah, it's over. I think we both sporting some Christmas presents tonight on the podcast.
Yeah, man. Did Santa Claus nice to you?
He was good to me. Got some really personal, nice things that I really, you know, my jiu-jitsu plaques or certificates all framed. Got a nice. Anna did a great job. Got this shirt. You know, it was funny. I was going to tell you last week we kept recording the podcast and I kept hearing Sean Michelle playing in the living room. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? Because I had my son last week, and so I walk out there and he'd been like kind of flipping through her podcast. He goes, "Hey, we'll do it the Little A, Big C, Bigger T podcast." So when he gets of age, we're gonna have to add him on. Even though the poor boy's built just like me, he is gonna be.
Listen, I don't know about that, Clint. I don't know, because he's probably smarter than both of us.
Probably is.
So we can't, you know. Yeah. You gotta bring someone in. You know, we try to bring people in there on the same level, not
right. Maybe maybe a little notch above me. I mean, below me, not above me.
Yeah, that's right.
But you know, I like to keep them just, you know, an arm's distance.
That's right. That's right.
So
it's kind of like I had a buddy. Remember Hayden?
Oh, I remember Hayden. Oh, yeah. I can't forget.
We got in an argument one time. He didn't. This is back when Shania Twain was first getting popular, and he's like, "She's not pretty, y'all." I said, "What? Are you kidding me? Shania Twain is not pretty, boy. You are crazy. That lady is beautiful."
He is.
He said, "Look." He said she just surrounds herself with ugly girls in all her videos, so she looks pretty. I was like, well, you're an idiot, Hayden. You're an idiot. So anyway, he was wrong for that. So anyway, man, it's bowl week.
It is bowl week.
It's bowl week. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about lots of other things. But first, Clint, we need to talk about our holy Schnikies.
Ooh,
and this is a big one.
It is end of an era.
This is one we we knew was coming. You know, we had heard that this was going to come in April or May down the line, but I guess was it a week and a half ago?
Yeah, week and a half ago, Tommy Smith announced his retirement. Of course, you know, we did a as we and you discussed throughout the week on this, you know, how we went, like, you know, kind of want to do something, talk about Tommy. And it's like, well, we kind of just did that with his alcoholism, but I think this is bigger. I mean, 40 years on the radio in Central Arkansas. I mean, it's an unbelievable career. And one of the things, you know, we kicked ideas, I suggested doing a Mount Rushmore of Central Arkansas radio.
Yeah.
the problem is you got to have some differing opinions.
Yeah.
Whenever you do this, I mean, and obviously everyone here that grew up around Central Arkansas is going to be saying the same three names we are.
Yeah.
Craig O'Neill, who's made a career in the media now, even though he left radio some time ago. If you grew up in the 90s, 80s, Craig O'Neill, you know, you would see him out at Wild River Country. He had you
remember that show?
You did the Raisin Bean, the Ray.
I was on that show. Yeah, I was doing the Raisin dance, shirtless.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah. He's still singing.
Yeah, that's right.
DMs are open.
That's right. They're open.
They're wide open.
That's right.
Send it to the Big C, Bigger Pete podcast. I may get it, but I'll be
That's
sure.
Right. That's right.
I'll kind of keep up with what's going on. I can mediate. You know.
That's right. That's right.
No, and I went to Wild River Country and saw him out there one time I went with David Cates. And they took a socially awkward hyper kid. So bless them.
Yeah,
Then Bob Robbins, who you were saying we were discussing on the way here, we would have he was the speaker at our high school graduation.
That's right. That's right. He was our speaker. He did that poem about praying today, or it's the poem's about, I forget how it goes, but the key line is that I didn't take time to pray or something like that. But then it ends with, anyway, but I just remember that poem.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else he talked about.
I don't remember anything else other than that I was done and I got up out of there.
That's right. Yeah.
I think I had a fine in the library. I had to go pay. So they released me. So I get my,
I just squeaked by. By.
C's get degrees.
That's right.
You know, you got Arkansas Tech and Hollinsworth just saying your high school diploma is a certificate of attendance.
That's right. Yeah. But you know, after those three, you know, there's not, you know, I mean, we had one that you could argue trade day, you know.
No, definitely. Look at what all he does in Little Rock.
Broadway Joe from 92.3 also.
They're both icons.
Morning show. And I think, you know, you would have, you know, a lot of people would say him.
You could make a case for Randy Rainwater.
Oh yeah, Randy Rainwater. Pat Lynch, your old buddy. You used to call in as Joe from
Refugee Joe, just because I would be like, I don't know why I said that, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah. You know, on drive time, I'm dragging.
Really? Are you dragging?
the whoever I think it was Joe what's his name? Freaky Joe Franklin, like misheard me when I said Travis, which I tend to mumble sometimes, you know. And so I guess he heard dragon. I don't know. And so like when he introduced me, he said, and Randy Rainwater said, now we got Dragon. How you doing today, Dragon? And I just kind of laughed. I said, well, actually it's Travis, but Dragon's much cooler. So next time I call in, I've only called in once under that, but next time I call in, I'm going to call in under Dragon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like they don't take a lot of calls anymore. They take some, but it's not as much as it used to be. Because
I don't think they're getting a lot of calls. Because that day I called in, Clint, was in the first hour.
Yeah.
And it was like I had no wait.
Yeah.
Like I was leaving my house and like I'm a minute and a half from downtown Camden, and I was in downtown Camden whenever they came on.
I tell you what, if they'd lost the Rice game, they'd have had some calls.
That's right. Yeah.
No, but you know, I tell you, I called in one time to Drive Time Sports, and Coach Mullins was actually on there talking.
I was listening. I think.
Oh, and I was like, "Hey, Coach," and I said, "Can you tell me who the greatest third-second extender is in the history of the Gulf South Conference?" And he started laughing. He's like, "Yeah, that'd be a big, sexy Clint Clark out of Greenwood, Arkansas."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, thank you." But
you know,
he was probably thinking this jerk.
That's right. But you know, the thing is about Tommy Smith, Clint, you know, neither. I've met him once. Have you met him?
I've never met him.
Yeah. You know, so he's a guy that we don't know personally at all. Haven't had I've met Basil and Roger, when I and Tommy when I did the Clergy Bowl.
Right.
But I mean, I've interacted with Basil and Roger on social media quite a bit. If there's, like they'll get lost and they'll try to figure out, remember something they can't remember. I'll send them, the answer or whatever through, Facebook Messenger or something like that. But, and so they kind of know who I am, but, Tommy, I mean, I met him that one time, and I'll tell you, I was more nervous about meeting him than I was about doing Clergy Bowl.
Oh yeah. No, I can see
because
that.
he was someone that I've looked up to for years. I mean, I've listened to him. I feel like I know him already.
Yeah.
But I don't. Okay. And this guy's like, he's not only influenced, he's influenced my taste in music. I've learned so much about music by listening to his shows over the years, man. And I love music, and I love a wide variety of music.
Oh no, you have a very wide-ranging taste.
Yeah. Yes. And
you knew about rap before anybody else knew about rap. I mean,
and some of that's because, especially the old school stuff, I mean, I learned it from him. I mean, from listening to him and all those years. And also, man, the guy knows Arkansas sports. He really does. And I've always been impressed with his knowledge, especially stuff that's happened at War Memorial Stadium, because he was growing up in Little Rock. He was going to those games.
Well, and he's been around so long. I mean, he you hear Sam Pittman say that kid's Arkansas. Yeah. Tommy Smith is Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. We did one more Tommy story. Is I remember one time we were hanging out in the morning, and me and Jumbo and this girl were studying, and we were listening to Magic 105 in the background. Said, hey, I used to do this with Tommy. So she called in and like, he goes, oh, hold on. Like they're going to put her on air. Then she handed the phone to Jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember why. And Jumbo just froze. He's like, I've got a friend, and hands me the phone.
Yeah.
It's Tommy Smith and Danny Joe Crawford, who I know pretty well now. But back then, I didn't know him.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, we're office line at Arkansas Tech. We're not D-Generation X. We're D-Generation Fat.
Yeah.
And then I would go into my overweight outlaws thing that I had with me and Jumbo, which I'd probably butcher it if I tried, which is why I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to embarrass myself on the interwebs.
That's right.
I do that on a weekly basis.
That's right. Yeah.
We were kidding, but yeah, it seems like Tommy's got a lot of nerve issues, and that's kind of what's ending his career. You can tell he's real saliva-y when he talks, and that's
well, and like he said, and you can tell by listening to what he's saying as he's saying this. People think he's drunk when he's on the radio sometimes, if they don't know it, if they haven't listened to him before, and I think they've had some guests on the phone that have thought that. I don't know that for sure, but I'm just kind of reading between the lines, and I think that bothers him because he has dealt with drinking and he has fought it, and he fights hard every day, against it, and that would make you want, if everybody's thinking you are because of this rare disease you have, then why fight it, And so, too, the guy's gotten up 4 a.m. for all these years,
7 years old.
Yeah. And so, man, that's, I hope he enjoys his retirement. I hope he has lots of good. He likes to go on his drives through the mountains in Arkansas and things like that. I hope he enjoys that. But I'll tell you, one of the things that, and especially over the last several years, since he went to Betty Ford the first time, and we talked about this already, but I just want to say it again, in case people didn't listen to that one and they're listening to this one. One of the things that made me proud to even be a person that's listened to him all these years, because to be honest with you, morally, in the early years, I'm not proud of some of the things I listened to him talk.
Oh, I know.
You know, so there's some things that, you know, I was listening to him because a lot of it because I wasn't supposed to be listening to him, you know what I mean? And so like any, you know, like a lot of teenage boys, I mean, he was doing things that, you know, he was our little version of Howard Stern, you know, and talking about things and, you know, they got your imagination going or whatever. And so, but when he went to Betty Ford the first time and he came back, and after he had been back a while and he got back on the radio, and you started seeing people, you know, like reaching out to him and Roger, you know, because Roger's gone through his, you know, his struggles too, needing help with alcoholism and drug addiction. And those guys have helped countless people. That's why there's people calling into the radio every morning right now, some of them breaking down crying, because Tommy has driven people, you know, he's driven people down here to Camden to the rehab. We have a rehab facility at our hospital here that's actually a pretty good one for Arkansas. And he's driven people down here to get them set up. And he's like, just listeners, not people that he knew from outside, listeners that just reached out to him. He helped get I think, you know, they were working on, I think they got a deal going to where, you know, because there's all kinds of these treatment centers, whether it's faith-based or government-based or whatever. And there's all or private places or whatever throughout the state. And so but there was no place for those to be, like one place you could call to find out about what options you have. And they work to put together something like that. I think there's now a number you can call to where you can get information about, you know, where to go get treatment. Man, that's helping. I mean, that's and that doesn't count the times they've loaded up trucks and took water down to Katrina victims and, you know, stuff like that.
Melinda Mayo was talking about, he goes, or him and Lindsay or whatever her name, Lindsay, I can't remember.
Lindy,
yeah, the promotions director there. But you know about, okay, they can build houses later, but they need water now. So let's get something they need. But on to his replacement. I think me were the only two guys that just were not like, oh wow. I wasn't crazy about it. To me, and this is
in case you haven't heard, Justin Moore, the country singer, who's an Arkansas guy, okay, and loves Arkansas, is invested back into Arkansas.
Yes.
I think he's going to be great on the radio. I really do. But I think for that show, I think you got three of the same guys now.
Yeah, because Tommy, listen, I'm Travis quarterbacks this show. I will start talking about basketball and get on a bowl game and then go to baseball. It's seamlessly. So you got to have somebody quarterback and get it back on track. And Tommy Smith was that for that show.
Sure.
Is me and you are bad about it. We're actually, after listening to that show, we're not that bad about talking over each other. Basil and Roger Scott they're just not great at it. I ain't gonna say they're the worst in the world, but they're not great at it. Now, could Justin Moore be that? Maybe. I guess I need to give him a chance, is what I'm saying. It's hard, but you see, while I understand, well, there's an old sports cliche that you don't want to be the guy to follow the guy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever the next head coach is at Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine as good a job as Pittman's done at Arkansas? Could you imagine him doing that? Oh, it's easy to follow Chad Morris.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit harder to follow, and that's not me putting Pittman down or anything. What I'm saying is it's hard to go up there and live up to some unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And so you're following. So I get they had to go get a big name, because if they just like promoted Acree, I don't know if Acree considered that promotion, or move Neighbors up, somebody like that, it would have been, it wouldn't. And that's the morning show is the more the entertainment show anyway. So it could be good.
Well, and Basil and Roger are still going to be entertaining, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, you got to have a quarterback. You got to have somebody that they're the ones keeping the yellow book like Tommy would keep. They're the ones keeping the program and making sure everything stays on track, which you say I do that. I think we kind of take turns doing it a lot on here because I can kind of get off sometimes too. But I think we it's a little easier with two people. Okay. But a lot of time, you got Basil and Roger who want to get going. And then you throw in RJ, then you throw in Joe Klein shows up or Pigskin Preacher shows up. You'll have 5 or 6 people in the room at one time. And that gets really difficult to do at the end.
Well, Joe Klein's not a small guy.
No, but I mean, and Basil's done that. And it doesn't, that's not good radio when he's tried to do it. He's tried to be the one that does that before, and he's just not good at it. I mean, Basil's wonderful on the radio. He's a great guy, and we could say tons of positive things about him. Okay, but that's just not what he's. Tommy's an old school. Tommy's a radio guy. Okay. Yeah. Basil's just as good on TV as he is or on stage. He's all those things. Okay. Tommy Smith is a radio guy. Tommy was never going to do TV. He was never going to be the MC at a fundraising event. Okay. He was because he would have tried to show up wearing a hoodie and a ball cap. Okay. He just wasn't that guy. That John Neighbors, that does the afternoon show now. He's a radio guy. Okay. And that's what he does good at.
They should have Patrick. They should have Patrick.
Hire who?
Hire Patrick.
Oh yeah. Our buddy Patrick Netherton.
That's what it is.
See, he can do that. Patrick's the type that can do that, man.
I love Patrick.
He really could.
She would have got a word in edgewise.
No.
I love Patrick to death because me and you both.
Well, but he was the guest on that one. So he, that's, and on that situation, you want to hear from the guest. So he's going to be more willing to talk.
Yeah.
But when you're the host, you're setting up everybody else. And that's what Tommy would do. Tommy would set everybody else up very well. But he's going to be missed, man. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss starting my mornings with him. I mean, I'll still listen to the show. I'm so used to it. But
yeah, I tell you what,
it's not going to be the same.
Wednesday morning, I think I'm going to get up and listen.
Yeah.
I'm up. I'm up at 6:30 every day, whether I want to be or not now. So, and
I'm off this week, from school and everything. So I'll have to set my alarm, and since I'm not setting it, I mean, I wake up not long after that anyway on my own. But
yeah, have a good cry.
Yeah.
Wake up because they have a good cry.
Is it when Wednesday is his last day? Is that correct? Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to listen to him sign off that day. Which I think they're podcasting those now on Apple Podcasts. They used to be on SoundCloud. I hated SoundCloud, but it didn't play on my phone very well.
Yeah, I can do it on my. I don't want to say her name because then she'll listen to me. I say I can tell Alexa.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, Alexa did.
Yeah. Watch out, Alexa. All right, Clint. So we, Tommy, man, seriously, you'll probably never listen to this, man, but it's been a pleasure listening to you for all these years, and wish the best for him. Man, it's been great having him as the crazy uncle I never got to hang out with. Well, Clint, we got the Outback Bowl coming up.
Oh, that old thing.
The Hogs are down in Tampa now, and they're getting ready, practicing this week. Once again, we got Traylon Burks out. We got
Trey Williams.
Trey Williams, of course, which I think I did find out. Did you hear the story right that he had fallen asleep in a drive-through?
Oh, was he in a drive-through, not at the parking lot?
Yeah. I was defending the guy because I thought he was asleep in a parking lot. I thought, if he's falling asleep, then but why is it that's not the first one?
Darren McFadden did it in Dallas.
Yeah, I guess drunk drivers like to fall asleep in the drive-through, which
Taco Bell's delicious, Travis.
I've almost fallen asleep in a drive-through before. I don't know, and I don't drink, so
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know, but so anyway, Trey Williams is not. He would have been suspended for the bowl anyway, so he opted out. Tyson Morris is not down there with them. We don't know what's going on there. Possibly a COVID deal. We don't know. But Pittman's not saying what it is, but I think some of the reporters thinks it might be a COVID deal. The way they were asking questions about it in the press conference. But Clint, there's also, you would think losing all that for Arkansas, our top pass rusher, our top receiver, you would think, well, we got no chance. But Penn State's losing some folks too, opting out. Talk about who they're going to be missing.
Well, to their top two tacklers, their two linebackers. I don't know their names because I don't care. Also, by the way, also their stud safety, they're all conference safety.
Yeah,
is opted out. They're not sure they have a stud wide receiver. It's supposed to be still up in the air whether he plays or not. Here's the thing, guys, and this is what grinds my gears about opt-outs. Traylon Burks did it right. He let them know right away, but he didn't keep the fans hanging. He didn't keep the team hanging. He made a decision.
Yeah.
Before the game. Did you see last year? It was Oklahoma State. I don't know the player's name. But he opted out halfway during the game. It was like in the second half because I'm not playing.
Really?
Yeah, there was a player that literally, and they were just blistering him in the booth. And if I was the coach, I wouldn't have had him on the sideline like he subbed himself out. Well, I'm not playing.
He wouldn't have made it out of my locker room if I was another player.
No, I would have been.
I mean, I love Jesus and all, but he would have. I would have laid some holy hands on him if he had done that.
First string center or not, that's some horse crap.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
I mean,
well, but here's the other thing on those. You mentioned their two top tacklers, those two linebackers. I was listening to. I'll give credit where credit is due. It's Trey Biddy, his primer for the bowl game. He had the Penn State 24/7 sports guy on there, and was interviewing him. And the backups, the probable backups that are the most athletic that they would like to replace those two guys with are freshmen that if they play them, it'll burn their redshirt year.
Oh, wow.
So they're having to decide whether to play their best option, which are those two freshmen, or just let some other guys play and let those freshmen. They think they're not going to play those freshmen.
I wouldn't. I mean, no. It just – and by the way, I opened up Saturday down south because I also want to give credit where credit's due. Penn State star wide receiver opted out. That broke down. So,
okay.
I mean, I don't like it. I the old school in me, I get it, but I don't like
it.
Yeah. And it's like, there's an exhibition and all that, but I listen to Sam Pittman because we're here and we have the numbers to play, which there's no reason to believe the one because we're going to play. He goes, he was like LSU last year. Arkansas had every reason to say, no, we can't play.
Yeah.
Because but we played. He's like, we had the numbers to play. We played because Sam Pittman cares about the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that feel like Jimbo Fisher quit.
Yeah.
I
think he did. Look, quarterback transferred.
You had 2 weeks to get ready. Yeah. He could have shut it down, quarantined everybody for 10 days, and got down there and just had a couple of days of practice and rolled with it.
Yeah.
That's what Sam Pittman would have done.
Yeah.
That's what Houston Nutt would have done.
Yeah.
But he was looking for a reason out.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Texas A&M goes,
because he was about to get beat by Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the deal, Clint. I think on that note, that's going to even up this game. I think, we're losing a lot with Burks, but they're missing a lot with the other people that they're missing. Okay. And I think that's going to even this game out a little bit. And so I think we're going to go in on the same level. And I think that gives Arkansas a chance, because I really think Arkansas is going to want it more. I really do. I think these players want to win a bowl game.
No, and I think so too. They want the pitcher with the 4 trophies, but don't discount Penn State, because as a guy that was a backup his entire college football career, when you get that opportunity, you want to take advantage of it. So the time's come for some guys that don't get a lot of playing time to get out there and play against an SEC opponent and to show what they can do against an 8-4 Arkansas team.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so they're looking at his opportunity, but and you're going to have guys.
And Franklin's a good coach too.
Oh, he's a great coach.
Yeah.
Listen, I watched a lot of that Auburn Penn State game, and the referees did everything they could do to hand that game to Auburn, and Penn State still won.
Yeah.
Now that was a wide out. That was a big. They had an atmosphere similar to the Arkansas-Texas game.
Yeah.
I think we're probably a little bit better than them, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Before I came in here, I'd watched the Pittman press conference that we talked about earlier. I was watching the game-winning drive against Mississippi State, and just what a cool, just how cool he was in the clutch. How
Jefferson.
And you know what I noticed about that game-winning drive?
What's that?
Braylon Burks had 0 catches.
Yeah.
He had a big holding call, which I kind of saw what they were seeing, and I would have called it too if I'd been doing it. So we had so many of those calls go against us. I'm not going to apologize for getting one.
Yeah, yeah.
And you got it, but like you said, bumper pool, 4-year senior, never been to a bowl game.
Yeah.
Ricky Stromberg, a lot of these guys never been to the bowl game.
Yeah.
We earned one last year. And I feel like at 3-7, we earned it, because you got regular season, you get 3 conference wins,
and all SEC schedule.
All SEC schedule. That was a 6-6 football team or a 7-5 football team.
Yeah.
And so they had earned it. They didn't get it because of obviously TCU opting out. But
well, in this game, Clint, I think we're going to see a heavy dose of running the ball. We're going to see I think me and you talked about this earlier, but we're going to see a heavy dose. We're going to see running by committee. We're going to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. This may be like New England versus Buffalo earlier in the year, where Mac Jones had 3 passes or whatever. We're going to run the ball a lot. We're going to Dominic Johnson, Traylon Smith. I think all those guys are going to get the ball a whole lot in this game, especially with those linebackers out all day long. And KJ Jefferson is going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah, and that opens up KJ off play action. One of the things we talked about, we want to talk about on this is what we're looking for. And two things I'm looking for is, okay, one of these running backs, Dominic Johnson kind of did it, but then once he got it, he kind of got banged up a little bit. Can one of these running backs say, I'm the running back?
Yeah.
I'm the running back. You need 3 yards in a cloud of dust, I'm your guy. Can one of them grab the job and say, this is my job?
Yeah.
I want to see that. And I think Dominic Johnson started doing it. He got beat up. The other thing, I want to see which wide receiver steps up. I mean, is it going to be a true, is it Knox? Is it Warren Thompson? Is it Keytron Jackson? Which one steps up? That's the two things I want to see. That's what I'm looking for.
I really think, and this is just me predicting, once again, he's been my boy. I think it's going to be Knox.
Oh, I do.
I think we're going to see the future in this game a little bit. I think I was watching the LSU game. It was the SEC Network was re-showing it the other day, or yesterday, actually. And watching Knox run routes, I just kind of watched him, honestly. And I was just watching the way he was running routes, the way he was blocking. And he just seems a lot more comfortable running those routes, those tight end routes.
Yeah.
Like he would seem, when he was running out at receiver spread out, he just seemed awkward. He seemed to really like those tight end routes he was running. And I really think, and KJ's eyes tended to go to him quite a bit. And I think he's going to be the man.
We need to give Dal Logan some credit for what he did with Knox.
Yeah,
I mean, you really do. You need to give him some. You need to give him some credit. That's his NFL coaching pedigree showing off. To develop a guy like that, Logan's probably looked at him and said, "Look, I think you've got a legit shot at being in the show." I mean, he was offensive coordinator for several teams. And I'm looking forward. I'm just looking forward to the game so much. I'm looking forward to seeing a glimpse. One of the things that scared me, because a lot of people compared this to Houston Nutt's first year.
Yeah.
A lot of people have. Man, the reason I don't think they're going to kind of take a step back like Arkansas did is I think just these guys are built different. I think these guys have a bit of a different mentality. I was watching, like I said, I watched that game when it went in drive against Mississippi State. And to watch the way the offensive line blocked, I mean, they're just so fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
You've got literally all of them guys coming back except for Myron Cunningham.
Yeah.
And, you got to think Luke Jones and Jalen St. John are probably going to have a battle there at left tackle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Jones was, both of them well-recruited kids. So, Knox coming back at tight end. You got Hudson coming back. Got two recruits that are coming in. The entire.
Well, you got the receiver from Fayetteville, the receiver from Oklahoma. There is, once again, the question's going to be defensive line. We got a lot to replace there, which they'll go through the transfer portal, I'm sure, and try to add some help there.
Well, it's like Pittman said, if he can get a John Ridgway out of the portal, he'll do it every year.
Yeah. He's going to have to get somebody. And then linebacker help. Yeah. It's because you're losing a lot of your numbers there.
Well, and I know there's a lot of, is Bumper coming back? Is Bumper not coming back? Who knows?
Yeah.
Wasn't trying to turn this into a preview for next year, but you want to see how these things. One thing Pittman did, and you kind of brought this up about those freshman linebackers. Like they had Chris Pooh. I can't remember. I think his last name's Williams. I don't know. But linebacker with the nickname Pooh, and also Bryce Stevens.
Yeah.
He held them guys out so they could play in the bowl game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was like, and like LSU, like they were trying to get a waiver on Nussmeier.
Yeah.
We could play. Like, okay, the right thing to do is to let him play. But I'm like, no, is it not? Because then, would you let somebody else have it? And that puts the NCAA in a position again where no matter what they're, they'll make either a two-faced decision or they'll make the wrong decision and punish the kid. So well, it's going to be interesting to see this bowl game. I think it's gonna
it's going to tell us a little bit what we can expect for next year. And we'll talk more about next year later, about, we may talk about, in the next week or two about what we'd like to see added, to this team next year and those things, we'll rehash some of those portals things and all that. But it's gonna it's gonna be a good game. It'll be a fun game to watch, and I'm excited about it, man. I'm fired up for the Hogs.
So it's 11 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
January 1st, the first day of 2022.
Yes, sir.
You're sitting in your recliner watching the game. What are you eating? What are you eating, Travis? What's on Travis's game day menu?
Clint, I'm a pretty simple guy.
Yeah.
I've been known to just order a pizza, just plain old, blah, blah, blah. But my favorite thing to do is probably is make a homemade burger.
Okay.
And I've got it down where I make a pretty daggum good burger. I got my seasonings just right that I like to use on it, and I usually get some good cheese, good cheddar or pepper jack, or maybe even some Gouda. I'm a big Gouda fan. Sometimes I'll even throw in some blue cheese on it. I'm a weirdo like that. I like especially if I put some. I like to use 2 seasonings on my burgers. Okay, I use lemon. I mix lemon pepper and a chili powder based seasoning. There's a couple of different chili powder based seasonings. I'll mix those 2 together and then I'll put them on my burger. And I just fry my burgers in a pan. I don't have a grill right now, so I just fry them and I like them fried in the pan.
No, they're good fried. It's good, like in a cast iron skillet. They're amazing.
Yeah. And then I'll fry them up, first of all, I let them set in either Worcestershire or sometimes I'll use Dell steak seasoning.
Dell steak seasoning is great. I'll mix it in. Sometimes I'll mix it in with it.
Yeah, I'm either mixing it. Sometimes I'll mix it in with it, but a lot of times.
Not if you're watching your sodium, though, people.
Yeah, I get the low sodium one, actually, the low sodium Dells. Okay. But what I'll do is actually set the patties in like a pan and let them set in that for like 30 minutes, so it kind of soaks into the patties, and then fry them that way. But anyway,
I'm gonna buy some
good cheese on it, and then I use I'll dip my burger a lot of times in Country Bob's sauce.
Okay,
I like to dip it in Country Bob's.
That is why you're bigger T.
That's right. I make a. I like to. I don't like, look, if I just want a regular burger, I'm gonna go to Sonic and get a regular burger.
Oh yeah,
right. But if I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna do it right. So
are you gonna grill you a burger for this game, or are you gonna pizza it?
I'll probably burger it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, because I'm having the hankering, because I'm thinking, because look, usually my go-to is, because you've been over to my house for the Super Bowl. Mm. As I'll smoke a pork shoulder.
Yeah.
I love making my own barbecue sauces. I experiment, like my wife hates it because
just try
them. A dirty dish or two.
Yeah.
Thomas have been guinea pigs for many Clint Clark, experiments.
Yeah.
But I love making like barbecue nachos.
Yeah.
Barbecue tater tots. Basically barbecue nachos, but instead of chips, tater tots, which you had.
Yeah.
I stole that idea.
It was a great idea, by the way.
I stole that from Foghorns. I get there, but my barbecue sauce is better than theirs. Yeah. So, but man, I think I'm going to do a Casey's pizza.
Yeah.
I'm here for a Casey Supreme pizza. That's what I'm after the game. I'm going to order it in.
Yeah.
And probably get me some chicken wings. Get me some just some Tyson chicken wings, and
yeah,
have pizza and wings. That's what I'm going to have for this game.
There you go.
So I'm sitting
There
here
you
talking
go.
to wrap this up soon because I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Talking like
Is it? Do you have a football game that is memorable to you, or any kind of sporting game that you watched that the meal was as memorable or more memorable that you had with it as the game?
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons. I went watch Kansas City play Green Bay one time.
Yeah.
With Eli Burrell.
Yeah.
Eli Burrell's a vegetarian.
Oh.
So we tailgated for that.
Yeah.
Bought some hot dogs or something to cook the night before, and we left them in the hotel. So the only thing I had was like his tofu dogs.
Yeah.
Heart dogs. And it's like,
it was
like,
horrible, huh?
It was terrible. I think it tastes like eating a garden hose.
You were in Kansas City?
I was in Kansas City, yeah.
You couldn't find some barbecue or some other
Well, no,
things?
I went and ate during the game. You know, I
Okay.
mean during the game, but you want to go tailgate, you go out there and
Hey,
like
one of the most memorable things I've ever eaten in my life was at Kimber Arena in Kansas City. It was at a Promise Keepers conference, but they had the people selling the concessions, and there was a guy selling bratwurst at the on the bun or whatever, and he had sauerkraut. Man, that was so good. That bratwurst was so good.
You remember
I had
me?
a couple of them.
No, I had a brat. That's actually what I bought. I bought a bratwurst at Arrowhead that day.
Did you? Yeah.
I had. But you remember going out to War Memorial and eating the Jennings.
Oh yeah.
Barbecue.
Oh, I got to tell my story here. My Miracle and Markham story. Miracle and Markham, it was a miracle, right? Well, it was a miracle for me in other ways. Me and Bob Stubbs, we went to the game and we didn't have tickets. So we were like, we'll just buy one from a scalper, but we were like, we're not going to spend over $100 a ticket. This is back when face value was $27 a ticket. Okay. So we were like, we're not going to spend over $100 because that game was going for lots of money. Cause
I know.
And so we're walking around. The cheapest we found was $150 a ticket. It was the only ones we found. And we did normally you go to games, there's people holding up. We couldn't find any. And so our backup plan was, okay, let's go eat Jennings barbecue because $5, you got a turkey leg, a huge beef rib, dinosaur rib, pulled pork sandwich that they grab the meat like this and put it on the bun. Okay. Like with those of y'all that are just listening, I'm putting two hands together and scooping up like a bowl. Okay. That's how much pulled pork you got on your sandwich. You got brisket, you got beans, you got potato salad, you got coleslaw, you got one of those daggum long candy cane, like the big thick, that you can knock someone out with, and a bottle of water for $5.
Yeah.
$5.
Well, see, because you remember we went to that one, and you tell that story about how you found the tickets before. But you remember we went one time, me, you, and Bob, and somebody else was our fourth. And I met y'all down there, and I was salty because I just got by, and then they still charged me to park. Like St. Vincent hadn't made enough money. It's like, dadgummit, I took my barbecue money, and you're like, dude, we got plenty of food here. So I think me, you, and Bob all ate off that tray.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Oh, you could, yeah. I mean, it was so much. And so anyway, we have I told that story before?
You've told that story. But you tell it again, who cares?
Well, anyway, so we were
story.
on our way to the barbecue, and a guy comes up the hill, pulls out 2 tickets out of his shirt. I beeline over to him. I say, how much? And I get there like one step before another guy. I beeline over to him. The guy, he says, face value. So we got the tickets. We got our barbecue. And then we went and watched the Corey Birmingham make the catch. It was amazing. But anyway, I'll tell you, one of my most memorable meals, and it was a memorable game. It was the Sternover game. I was in Shreveport with Patrick at his house, and his stepdad grilled. And when I'm talking about a man grilled, Clint, I'm talking he grilled. He had ribs, he had sausage, different kinds of sausage. He had burgers, he had hot dogs. I mean, like, there was more food. Like, I mean, it was amazing, man. And his mom made like cheese dip, and like you thought there was 20 people coming over, and it was just me and Patrick sitting there watching the game, right? And so, of course, I'm the only Arkansas fan there. They're LSU fans. And, like, if it wouldn't have been for how the game ended, it would have been a very happy day.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like an amazing spread.
But it was a spread of food, and then,
you just look.
I know. Yeah. I know, yeah. I just gorged myself and went to sleep.
That's all you can do at that point.
That's right.
Woo.
But, anyway, man, what else we need to talk about? Anything else?
I think we covered it.
We cover everything?
Did we?
Man, look at us.
We did it.
We did it.
The thing.
Came to the end.
Woo.
Well, hey, let's real quick. I saw you went to see Spider-Man the other day. How was it?
I did. I thought it was amazing.
Was it?
I thought it was amazing.
If any movie should be amazing, it should be The Amazing Spider-Man.
It was very, very good. It was good. I don't want to spoil anything, but it was amazing. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Well, and that's, I had someone else tell me that it was their favorite.
Yeah. I think the first Iron Man is my personal favorite.
It's hard not to say that one. Because it's the one that got them all started.
Yeah. Speaking of, Elf was like at the top of both of our Mount Rushmore Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Bro, director of Iron Man, Happy Hogan.
Yeah.
And his directorial gears going with Elf.
Yeah, that's right.
It's amazing to think about.
Yeah. Well, and I was introduced to him as an actor through a movie that you suggested for me.
Swingers?
Back in the day.
No. Oh,
PCU.
Yeah, PCU.
Yeah. I remember you told me about that movie, and it's become one of my favorites over the years.
It's a very quotable movie that not many people know about.
Yeah. Well, it's got a lot of, David Spade's in it. What's his name? Jeremy. Him and there's several others that are in it that are really good actors and actresses and stuff. And it's just funny. It's just a good movie.
That's a great podcast idea of hilarious movies no one's watched.
Yeah.
And that's up there.
Plus it's got George Clinton in it, man.
Yeah.
What movie's not good that's got George Clinton in it? Of course, that's the only movie I know that's got George Clinton.
And it's a good movie.
Yeah. Which once again goes back to Tommy Smith. I probably know about George Clinton because of Tommy Smith, I'm guessing. I probably heard him play it on 105. Okay, well, I knew about him before then because I had a CD of his in high school, and I'd listened to it in my 78 Ford pickup. But anyway, and I probably learned about it by listening to Tommy Smith talk about him or something on Magic, or he probably played him one time or something. But anyway, well, I watched I finished Hawkeye, or the first season of that.
I haven't even started on it.
It's really good. It's really good. I finally got to the end of it, and then I started watching The Mayor of Swingtown to kind of is it Swingtown?
Kingstown.
Kingstown. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
It's in
Mayor-
Hawkeye too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mayor's Kingstown. Yeah. I've been watching it.
Taylor
and
in it, yeah.
It's pretty good. It's really good too. Yeah, he's a good actor, man. He really is. And I watched another movie with him in it. I was sick over Christmas, so I did a lot of TV watching. But I forget the name of the movie. I wish I should have thought about it. But anyway, it's a movie where he's like a game and fish guy in Wyoming, and near a Indian reservation, and this girl's found dead, and what's her name, that plays the witch on Avengers.
Oh, Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen. She's an FBI agent, and she comes to.
I've seen previews.
She comes to investigate it, and it's a really good movie. It's one I never heard of before. It was just I was just looking through, and it looked interesting. But another one I saw today that, if you hadn't seen it, oh gosh, about the football team in Fort Worth. It's a boys school during the Great Depression. The guy that came up with the spread offense.
Oh, okay.
It's based on a true story. 12 Orphans. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
It's got Robert Duvall in it. It's got Luke Wilson's the coach, plays the coach in it.
Oh, okay. I'll check that out.
He's a former orphan himself, and comes to this orphan school where they're kind of treating these boys wrong, and he starts a football team there, and they end up it's based on, like I said, it's based on a true story. And they're kind of small, and they only have 12 people, and so he comes up with a quarterback. He's the one who comes up with a quarterback. Like before that, they were just snapping it to an up back and running the ball with it. But kind of running the single wing. And anyway, so if you're a football fan and you want to know a little bit of the history of football, it's an interesting movie to watch. And it's entertaining. They do a good job. Lots of good actors in it, and it's a good one. Anyway, well, Clint, man.
Well, I'm good. I'm looking up the name of the movie now. Now you got me.
It's something Orphans.
Mighty Orphans.
Mighty Orphans.
Mighty Orphans.
Yeah. And that's they're playing without, with the leather helmets, and
I saw that.
All that kind of stuff. It's pretty neat. It's really got some good football scenes in it.
See, I'm waiting on this season of Dexter, because there's a lot of stuff on Apple TV I want, or whatever Apple Plus, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out there I want to see that's on that, but I'm like, I refuse to pay for another streaming services. Why?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on Dexter and Yellow Jackets to end so I can binge watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Your soccer team's still stuck in the Arctic.
Yes, they are. I haven't figured it out yet. It got weird. Somebody got ate by wolves.
Oh no, that's tragic.
Yeah. So.
Well, Clint, man, have a good new year.
Yeah.
Let's hopefully next year we're celebrating the new year with a hog victory.
We'll either be happy or we'll be sad. Let's figure it out.
And I think we're going to be happy. And hopefully we didn't talk about basketball, but hopefully the Hog basketball team gets a good start against Mississippi State in their next game. And, we'll see. Hopefully, we didn't talk about it, but there was a players only meeting. They came out good against, Elon Musk or whoever it was they played, and the Teslas, whatever that team.
Burlington, North Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. It's Elon Musk is an alien. That's all I know. But no.
They won't delete it right there. Cut it off right there.
That's right. Yeah, he's gonna come get us. He's gonna come get us. Ooh, no. At least we won't be able to hear him coming because he's in that quiet car. Sorry, anyway. Battery operated Teslas. Get it. Anyway, hey y'all, seriously, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Keep listening, keep watching. Share, share, listen to Sean Michelle.
Don't ever give up.
Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. If you're swallowing, being swallowed by a huge bird, just keep choking him out, dude. Just keep choking him out. Clint, man, have a great week. Have a great new year. We out.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard I can barely breathe.